was a huge feat. I mean, we had probably 9 months of prep before we even started building, so we definitely started planning basically right after year 2. I mean, first of all, we decided to go one last Funhouse run and make the 3rd and final chapter in the Funhouse trilogy, because although year 2 was great, we didn't explore the theme enough still. Chester still had more to say, so to speak.
He didn't get his dues, so we revamped him, brought him back as even more hardcore of a character. I don't know, we were just not satisfied with what we did with the first 2 years with the Funhouse, and we had to return. We couldn't let it die.
Chester had contacts in the 3rd year, not the 2nd.
Orange contacts, yeah.
Yeah, it was just...
That made him
unreal.
a lot creepier.
Yeah, it was a little frightening looking at him directly.
I had gotten a bit heavier that year. Not fat, but a little bit heavier, so the suit didn't fit me as baggy. I was kind of more snug, so I looked bigger. Chester was, you know, he looked more, you know, big, not like some just skinny clown. And not to mention the freaky ass orange contacts I had, which freaked people out because he didn't have that the year before. That was basically the big altercations to Chester. That and the fact that we gave him black makeup around his eyes this year.
It was pretty good. I mean, we got a lot of media attention.
Year 3 was definitely the most expensive. Tom, my grandmother, and I, we all spent a lot of money, especially Tom, just to get it done, because he wanted to see it done well, and I wanted to see it done well. This was you gotta understand, this is gonna be the last Funhouse we did. We wanted to make it the big, epic thing. And by the time it was done, we had multiple pathways, and everything was decorated beautifully, and the lights and everything was, it was brilliant.
Also, the 3rd year, we decided to do a split path scenario, which really didn't turn out very good, but it was something that we attempted, and it added experience to us.
It was good, but everybody took the wimpy path. They didn't go the scary way because they were too scared. I think in some cases we actually scared the hell out of people too much, which was great.
It was huge too. It was big. We took up almost every inch of space we had to build, and it was just, I can't believe we built all we did in such a little amount of time. And it still could have used more work. I mean, it was definitely detailed out the ass, but it still could have used a little bit more. But
I remember that was probably the best year, like the funnest paths, you know, all the stuff we had, you know, the equipment and all that kind of stuff was awesome, really colorful. Everything was crazy looking, you know, not something you see in a normal, you know, regular dude's haunted house.
The story that year was going to basically be set in reality, where Chester had left, obviously, to go touring the Earth again with his Dark Carnival from being here the year before, and that a bunch of cult followers of Chester we had a cool idea for calling them Chester's Apostles, you know, people dressing up like clowns to come and revive him or whatever. And it was a really cool idea, but we ended up it wasn't there enough in the story and stuff, so we ended up only having one apostle, which was Tom. He played the part and very well. But I don't think people really identified, they didn't really know what it was, so.
Pretty much the only reason why we never really did the apostles, short of myself, was the fact that there wasn't really anybody that could play the characters properly, and the fact that the costumes would have cost so much that it was out of budget for us. But I mean, the idea of the apostles to me was a very, very good idea, and I wish we really could have pulled it off a little bit better, but hell, my character was great.
Well, in the 3rd year, I just wore all black and black makeup and was behind the scenes to help out with fixing things that might have gone wrong, and also scaring the crap out of people waiting in line. You know, helping fix some of the broken props and whatnot. And that was kind of fun, but it was more fun scaring people.
I thought it was cool that I got to wear an apron and like be crazy and do whatever much I wanted, because when I was a freak for Halloween, I did whatever I wanted, so I did whatever I wanted this time, and it reminded me of Halloween time, so it was awesome. I even tried to put the kind of like Halloween characteristics into it the same way as I did the Halloween year. It's awesome. From the past to the future, and now it's the past because it's a long time ago. Right?
I wanted to up my dramatics, my theatrics a little bit more than just sitting on a little piece of cinder block. So I donned the scarecrow outfit again, which was my little hillbilly scarecrow outfit, and I put my little mask on, and I talked to Brandon about making basically a big wooden cross for a scarecrow, and he built it, and it was perfect. It worked awesomely. I mean, it was reinforced, so I didn't break it down or anything like that. And I tried it on the first group of people that came in, and they just kind of stared at me the whole time they walked through. And I tried it with a couple more people, and they just stared at me the entire time, like, mostly because I was the main thing in that area. So I decided to just sit on the bottom post where my feet were supposed to go and just pretend to be fake once again, and it worked like a charm. So basically the cross served its point to distract people, but at the same time it was a little bit unnecessary, and feel bad for making Brandon make that cross.
My favorite section in the third year was the fire pit, but one of the days, or maybe 2 of the days, it rained and it went out and it kind of blew because I wish it was there. It kind of gave like a better scene to it.
The pre-show was pretty amazing.
For year 3,
Yeah.
it was just like they had
That was
some
the best.
strong guys carrying out a coffin, and then we started to chant Chester,
Chester. Yeah, I remember that.
and then the coffin opened and everything, and then Chester walked out and it was all like, "I have returned." and stuff.
Yeah. Didn't he say something? What did he say?
I don't remember what he said.
I don't know. But
I'm back or something like that.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Okay.
Yeah, year 3, we our intro was a little different. We had this coffin that we brought Chester the Clown in on. I remember having to haul that coffin out there with Brandon's fat ass in it. That was that kind of sucked carrying that, but it was cool. We had the whole little show going on.
And I just remember the creator, Brandon, and I just running through the entire haunted house with paint, and spray paint, and little burlap ripped pieces, and fake blood, anything that we could just final touch with. And we spent probably about 7 or 8 hours just fine touching every single thing we could do. We had about 8 or 9 people when we started doing that, and then it rounded out at about 4 in the morning. It was just Brandon and I doing every little thing.
That was the year the hurricane came and tore it down before everything came and flooded the hell out of everything.
The weekend before Halloween, we were hit by a tropical storm, and it came through and it destroyed everything. I mean, it tore the plastic, it ripped 2x4s in half, it tore down the maze. I mean, I don't need to go on. It flooded everything. And we had been used to making repairs, small repairs on the haunted houses every year, because it's an outside attraction. It's going to happen. It's Florida. It gets windy in October. But this was devastating because we had never had such a small storm tear up everything so bad. I mean, this was the point of we could not fix it if we tried.
Worst night of my life.
It sucked. I kind of wish Halloween didn't come during hurricane season.
It was right before Halloween, and we were unable to do it that Halloween night because the maze was completely annihilated. Every single thing was flooded. Just half the entire haunted house was leveled.
We had to cancel. It was terrible. It was probably one of the worst experiences I've ever had in my life, because it was something we worked so hard on for so long that it didn't get seen by the audiences we wanted. I mean, of course, we had a few days of really good scares. It was great, but Halloween is what you make haunted houses for. Whether you have multiple nights or not, Halloween is the main stage night. I mean, that's the rock star night. That's where you get pumped up, and that's what your goal is, Halloween. And we had to cancel, and it was terrible.
It was horrible. Just the feeling of having all our work, all our hard work and money just thrown down the drain over just one little tropical storm. I mean, it ripped the 2x4s in half. I mean, it tore down everything and flooded the lot. It was horrible. There was nothing we could have done about it, but I mean, I really wish we could have pulled it off on the Halloween night, because we had a really, really outstanding turnout, even with the storm.
I think we would have had a lot more energy that night than we had all the previous nights, so it would have been a lot funner to do.
It was very disappointing because we had a lot of people coming the nights prior, and they all said they were coming back on Halloween with more friends.
It took us probably 4 or 5 months to get everything cleaned up because we were so unmotivated by everything being destroyed.
I was disappointed, but we also learned a lot too on how to build stuff and how not to build things so they'll stay up. And the less plastic sheeting we use, the better.